tell you.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You good?
I am, yeah.
Good.
A bit cold outside, but...
Okay. I spent most of the time outside. Arne, last night Jude Bellingham said you're the best performing team in Europe. So where do you rank your side when it comes to the best in Europe at the moment?
Yeah, if he talks about results in the Champions League, so if you are number one in the Champions League in the league table, then it's true that when it comes to results, we have been in the last 5 games the best performing team. But I said it yesterday night already, the best team in Europe is still Real Madrid because they won the Champions League last season, and the one that's going to win it this season can say they are it. They are the one that's them, but at this moment of time, it's only 5 games in for us.
We did touch on it last night as well. Obviously, the injuries to Connor and Ibrahima. Is there any update as to where they're at as regards those injuries?
Well, they're still being assessed, so it's difficult to see where they are. I know where they are, but where they are in terms of the injury. So let's wait and see. But it's never a good sign if players. Connor had to take him off, and Ibu didn't walk off the pitch as he should after such a fantastic game that he played. He should have made a round and clapped to the fans, but unfortunately he couldn't. So that's not a good sign.
Obviously, you're 8 points clear at the minute. Manchester City appear vulnerable given the run of form that they're on. You could go 11 points clear. At the same time, obviously, the gap could narrow to 5 points. So how significant, how defining a moment could this potentially be in the title race for you?
I think in general, if you play one of your competitors, it's always an important moment that has not so much to do with the amount of points they have or we have. These teams have always been in the last few years very close to each other, so those games are always very important, just like the ones against Arsenal, just like the ones against Chelsea. But those ones are only important if you win against all the other teams, so that makes it that almost every game is very important to win. For them, but also for us.
Just to check, Arne, then, with Konate and Conor Bradley, are you ruling them out of this game, or do you think they've got a chance?
No, I just said they're still being assessed, and it's so close after the game yesterday night, and I just came off the training pitch, so I can't tell you exactly where they are. So yeah, we have to wait and see where they are this weekend and after that.
Would Trent be fit enough to start, do you think?
Yes, he would.
Yeah. In terms of City as well, obviously Vinny mentioned about the run of form that they're on. Do you think that makes your job easier or harder for this particular fixture?
No, I don't think anyone in the last 8 or 9 years, or maybe even longer, would have said that City at home or away. The word easy never comes up to my mind if I think about City. And
Easier.
Oh, okay. Still, they're easy inside, easier. Okay. So, no, not at all. And I know everybody's looking at their results, and I've seen them as well. But if you face them, and that's what we do, you analyze it, and then I've seen. So, for example, against Brighton, they were 1-0 up, could have scored 2 or 3-0, didn't, and then got beaten 2-1 against Tottenham. They could have been after 20 minutes 2 or 3 goals up. Weren't, and against Feyenoord that has not happened many times. They were 3-0 up, completely dominated the game, and then all of a sudden in the end it was 3-3. So they are still a very, very, very good team, and one of the reasons why I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world, or one of the best managers in the world, I think the best though, is that he always comes up with solutions for his problems. So, and his problem now might be that Rodri is out. But we all know, at least I think, that he will come up with a problem that the run of form will go again. Hopefully after Sunday.
Thank you.
Hi Arne. It looked last night like the players were pretty pumped by the atmosphere in the first half, and that came along with 3 yellow cards. And there was a moment actually where Curtis Jones signalled to his teammates to maybe keep their heads. Is that something that you are focusing on ahead of this game, and what could be a similarly quite intense and good atmosphere, that you need to sort of try and get your players to watch out for those yellow cards and things like that?
Especially if you have a yellow, you have to watch out for the next one. But I think one of the three was Ryan Gravenberg, who made us only a simple tackle or not for a yellow, but then he did this. Now the referees are quite keen on that, giving a yellow for that. So, and the first two fouls we made, he also gave a yellow. I think these games you have to be on top of your game in every aspect, so you have to play fair and good duels, and sometimes that can lead to a yellow card, but then if you have received one, you have to be smart, and that's what I saw with Ryan. That's what I saw with Darwin as well, because the one Darwin conceded was also in the set piece, and they were just struggling a bit, and the referee found it necessary to give yellow cards. So we have to be on top of our game. We have to be aggressive, but always in a good way. But maybe Curtis meant, I don't know. We have to ask him, is not only without the ball, but also with the ball, be a bit more calm and use your head a bit more, because that's what we did the second half even better than the first half, which led to 2 goals.
I know we've spoken about injuries, and in previous games, I know it's been brought up with you about injuries of the opposition and players that they might be missing. Do you feel that your injuries have been a bit underplayed so far this season, given that you seem to have overcome them very well?
I think in general people only talk about injuries if the results are not there. So it's a good thing that nobody talked about our injuries. That means that we got our results in. But the moment you start to lose, it's about kick-off time on a Saturday afternoon, or it's about injuries, or we always come up with certain ideas why, especially the media, why we didn't win. But 9 out of 10 times it's about the quality of the players from the other team or their game plan. But we do have some very important players for us being injured. But if the replacements do so well, it's normal that people don't talk about it that much. But yeah, it is true that missing Allison, which has been a starter for this club and been so important for this club so long, missing Diogo Jota, missing Trent in the last 2 games, those are players that have had impact a lot on the results in recent years. But it's a good thing that we don't talk about it, I think.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, obviously you said that you want to restore Alisson once he's fit again. What's Kelleher's future at this club, given how he's performed? Are you confident that he will be happy to revert to being number 2, or do you expect him to want to move on?
I'm expecting every player that he wants to be the number 1, so not only in the goalkeeper position, in every position. And it's always up to the player if he can accept his role. But at this moment, Queeve has accepted his role from the start of the season till now in a great manner. When he didn't play, but also when he did play. So it's far too early to talk about what can happen next season. I want every player that they want to play every game. Would be completely wrong if he would have come over to me and said, I like it that I'm on the bench today. So that's completely normal with him and all the others. And but then it's always about the attitude if you don't play, and that has been outstanding. For example, from Lucio and Maka last Sunday when they weren't selected in the first 11, and then they come in really strong. Yesterday I saw the same again with Dominic Szoboszlai and Cody Kakpo. So they should have the eagerness to play, but if they don't, they have to act in a normal way, and that's what they all do at the moment.
Hi, Arne. One of the hallmarks of Man City's current run is that they've been conceding goals late in games. I think it's 6 goals in the last 15 minutes across the last 3 games. And that's something that Liverpool haven't done all season. So what are your team doing so well to avoid that eventuality? Not
playing Tottenham yet. Because they're a very good team as well. A great playing style. No, it always depends on the circumstances, and them conceding 3 against Feyenoord probably had a lot to do with the substitutions they made, and being extremely unlucky. So if you saw the first goal and the second goal, the goalkeeper hit the ball towards the post and then it fell to Santiago Gimenez. So during a season, these things can happen to every team. That's the same with injuries, and we've seen this at Arsenal with Ødegaard being out. That didn't help them. With Rodri being out, it didn't help City. So I'm hoping we are not facing those same problems. But if it does, then we have to make sure it doesn't hurt us that much. But it's always difficult for every manager everywhere around the world if one of your star players is injured. And when it comes to goals conceded, it is it's always also the circumstances. So being 2-0 down and then maybe taking a lot of risk and then conceding is different than being 1-0 up and trying to keep a clean sheet.
Arne, Man City have been struggling in recent weeks and are leaking goals. Do you expect to change the Guardiola's system to combat the loss of defensive players like Rodri?
That's what I just said. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up with another brilliant idea. So I think he was the one who started playing the inverted winger, fullback. Then he was the one that started to play the centre back as a number 6. So I don't think it's a surprise for anyone if he again comes up with something no one has ever thought about before to make his team even stronger. And that's probably one of the reasons why he inspired so many managers around the world with all these. When he came up with it, we all thought it was crazy. Then he did it, and then we all thought, okay, let's try to do the same because it's a brilliant idea. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up with something new again. Let's wait and see because many things have been done in football now. But he is. If there's anyone in this managerial world that can come up with something new, it's definitely him.
Thanks, Arne.